Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for being here. We'll get started right away. Let's inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. If you like, you can inhale the arms up, exhale the arms down. Couple more. Another two. Let's do shoulder shrug. So we inhale up, exhale, just drop the shoulders. Okay, we'll inhale the arms forward and up. Exhale down. Do a couple like this. And then if you like, as the arms come up, we can lift up onto the toes. And as the arms come down, the heels can come down as a few more. Okay, let's place ourselves at the top of our mats. We'll spread out the toes. We can spread, lift, and then grab the floor. One more time, spread the toes, lift, grab the floor. We can open the hands up towards the front, shoulders back and down. Just take a couple breaths. When you're ready, inhale, open up. Exhale, fold. And somewhere on the legs, inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. So let's do a few. Inhaling, flat back. Stretching the spine. Exhaling as we fold. Go at your own pace. Next time we fold, hands to earth. Step back to a plank. So in your plank, you can have your knees or your knees down. Let's take a breath or two. Lower knees, chest, chin. So lift up through the head and the tail. Shift the weight forward and dip. Flatten the feet. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come down. And let's do a few cobra up, down so they can be very small. Inhaling up, exhaling down. And once you're happy with that, come back either to child's pose, somewhere here, or downward facing dog, somewhere here. For sure, you can have the knees bent in down dog. Okay, long deep breath. Couple more. Okay, if you're in down dog, come down to child's pose. And then from child's pose, we'll all inhale up, shift our weight forward. Exhale, shift back towards child's pose. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. And we can play with it. So you can play with different shapes. So maybe rounding the back or arching the spine. And you can play with which direction you want to do which. A few more. Okay, next time we come forward, let's come back down, knees, chest, chin. And we'll make our way into a sphinx. So the forearms on the earth, the feet pressing into the floor. You can have the elbows under the shoulders if that's comfortable, but if it's not the most comfortable and we're just getting started, so it might not be, you can have the elbows a little or a lot forward. Okay, we'll start here with a few breaths. And we'll take a little break before we do the next thing, so let the back rest. So we'll rest the forehead on the hands, bend the knees, and just toss the legs side to side. Okay, come back to center, stretch out the legs, bring them back in line with the hips, about as much as we can. We'll come back to the Sphinx. And now, if it's okay for your back, if what I'm offering doesn't work for you, you just stay at a regular straight Sphinx. But if it's okay for your back, we'll just walk our Sphinx over to the right a little. So just angle the arms over to the right. And we'll take a few breaths here. Okay, come back to center. Let's make our way back to all fours. And once we're in our all fours, we'll just do some cat-cow. So let's inhale the crown and tail up. Exhale around the back. Go with your breath. Okay, so next time we come back to center, we'll stay center. If you have blocks, bring them close by. And if you don't have blocks, just don't worry about it. Okay, let's stretch one leg back. Just remember which side we're doing for once we get to the other side. And let's rock forward back. Okay, lift up that leg, press through the heel, gently engage the core. If you really feel like it, you can lift the opposite. All right, hand comes down, foot comes up. Try to keep the hips in a line. It's not the easiest. Couple breaths here. Now let's round the back, bring the knee to the chest, and invite the foot towards the hands. So once we get here with the foot between the hands, if you have blocks, take them for under the hands. But if you don't have blocks, you can just climb up to the thigh. Okay, if you like, you can walk the foot a little more forward. And let the hips drop. Lift up through the chest and the heart. Let's take a few breaths. Two more. Okay, so now we'll back up. Pull the toes towards us of the front leg. Back up the blocks. And again, if you don't have the blocks, you could have your hands on the hips. See if it's possible to pull those front toes towards us. Inhale, lengthen through the crown. Exhale, think of the belly just slightly towards the thigh. Let's take a few breaths here. Two more. Okay, bring the foot back on the floor. Walk forward. If you're using your blocks, make the one inside the foot flat. Let's bring the other hand onto the thigh. Give it a little press and twist. Couple of options here. We could tuck the back toes and lift that back thigh. And another option would be to extend the top arm. Okay, we'll come out of it. So the block moves aside, and let's step back to downward facing dog, or child's pose if you prefer. 2 more. Okay, back to all fours. Let's lower knees, chest, chin. Flatten the feet. Come into cobra. Oh, sorry, sphinx on the forearms. Press down through the hips and the tops of the feet. We'll take a few breaths here. Okay, take a moment, the head on the hands, and just toss the legs side to side. Okay, extend the legs again, somewhat in line with the hips. Back to the Sphinx. And if it's okay for your back, we'll walk it over to the left. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Couple more. Okay, back to center. Let's make our way to all fours. This time we'll do cat-cow side to side. So we dip to one side, round to the other side. Change direction. Okay, back to center. Extend the other leg, toes tucked, and rock forward and back. All right, we center ourselves. Gently engage the core, lift the leg. We try to keep the hips level, and if you're up for it, the other arm can come up. Okay, the hand comes down. The foot comes up towards the sky. A couple breaths here. And now with an exhale, we curl in, bring the foot forward, see if it can come towards the hands. So if you like using the blocks and you have blocks, bring them either side. If not, you just climb up to the thigh. You might want to step the foot forward a little. Okay, so the important thing is find that lift through the heart and the crown. All right, now let's rock back. Pull the toes towards us. We can take the blocks back too. The hands can also be on the leg or the hips. So we'll do our best to pull the toes towards us. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, the belly maybe a little closer to the thigh. Couple more. Okay, the foot comes back to the floor. The block on the inside, we make it flat. Depending, you might prefer it upright, or you might prefer the hand right on the floor. So you see what works for you. The outside arm, hand comes to the thigh. We press and twist. So we do have a couple options. We could tuck the toes and lift the back thigh. We could also lift the top arm. So find what feels good and let's breathe into it. Two more. Okay, come out of it. And let's come back to child's pose or down dog. Two more. Okay. Bring the heels down. So we're going to finish our sequence by doing a child's pose off to the side. So we'll start at the right, come back to center, and then do the left side. So if you want a block or something underneath your head, go ahead and take it. It's best if the head is resting. We're going to see if we can hold it off to the side about 10 breaths. We'll just do our best. So take something for under the head if you need it. Start in a regular child's pose. Lift the head and walk over to the right. Come take the belly with you. Shift the belly over the thighs. Stretch the arms, drop the head, and let's breathe into the belly. Okay, when you're ready, lift the head, come back to center. So we could either do a child's pose at center, a downward dog, or we could do a dolphin, which is basically a down dog on the forearms. So if you want to do the dolphin, you make sure that the elbows are close enough that you can wrap the hands around. And then we can either interlace or flatten the hands. Shift the weight onto the forearms, tuck the toes, and lift those hips. Press the weight back, long deep breaths. Okay, wherever you are, come back to center. And let's do our child's pose towards the left. So same thing, we start sitting on the heels, we inhale up, exhale, walk over to the left, take something for your head if you need it, and shift your belly over the thighs. Stretch the arms, rest the head, long deep breaths. Okay, come up when you're ready. Back to center. One last down dog or dolphin or child's pose. Okay, come out of it when you're ready. So it's a good time to put on socks or any extra clothing. If there's anything you know you like for relaxation, you can gather it. As usual, we'll do a few seated things and then a few things lying down before we go into relaxation. So let's start with our twist. I'll do the version where the bottom leg is tucked, but if you prefer it straight, that's fine. Top leg inside or outside. Interlace around the knee. Proud open chest. Long deep breath. Relax the shoulders. Okay, we'll twist towards the bent leg. Back hand comes behind. When you're ready, come back to center. Pick up the top leg, give it a rock. circle, other direction. And we'll extend. So if your bottom leg was extended, bend it in, pull the toes towards us, and we'll twist. Opposite hand to knee. Long, deep breaths. Okay, so keep the rotation in the torso. The hand that's on the knee, put it on the long leg. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start to slide down the long leg. The back hand, it could brace your back thigh or it could reach over. So just see what you feel like, and we'll take a few breaths here. All right, push down with the legs, come back up. Before the other side, bring the soles of the feet together. And we can just have a little movement, think of a butterfly. Couple more. Okay, so we'll start on the other side. So again, I'm tucking my bottom leg, but if you prefer it long, that's fine. Top leg either inside or outside. Once you're settled in with the legs, interlace around the knee, proud open chest, settle the shoulders, lengthen the spine, and breathe. Okay, wrap towards the bent leg. Back to center when you're ready. Pick up the top leg, give it a rock. Circle. Other direction. All right, extend the leg. So if the bottom leg was extended, tuck it in. And I forgot to mention on the other side, but if you have a lot of space between this bent leg and the floor, you can put your block or a pillow or a blanket or something. Okay, so the long leg is nice and engaged, and we twist. Opposite hand catching the knee. Keep the twist. Take the hand from the knee onto the long leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, start to slide down the leg. The back hand can either ground the back thigh or it can reach over. Now, if you're reaching over, you can think of your bottom ribs turning up. I mean, you can think that too if your hand's on the back thigh. Okay, come out of it when you're ready. And let's make our way down onto the back. So if you need anything for relaxation, have it close by and maybe keep a block. We might use a. Okay, come on down. We'll start with a few double knee tucks. Inhale the knees away, exhale to the chest. All right, feet to the floor. Let's grab the elbows right over the shoulders. Inhale here, exhale to one side, inhale center, exhale to the other side. Keep everything pretty relaxed. So if the head wants to move, let it. Okay, come back to center and change the cross of the arms. So whatever arm is in front, put it in the back. And then the same thing. So we inhale center, exhale to the side. Inhale center, exhale to the side. And you can go fast or slow. Just keep everything relaxed, especially the neck, shoulders, chest, upper back. Okay, come back to center. Let's just give ourselves a nice big hug. We can reach for the shoulder blades. And if it's comfortable, we can tuck the chin in and lift up the shoulders. Okay, come out of it. Change the cross of the arms, hug. And if it feels good for you, lift. Okay, come out of it. All right, we'll just do a couple of pelvic lifts. So we press the feet into the floor. You can bring them a little closer to the body. Press the feet into the floor. Inhale up with the pelvis. Exhale down. Just do it a few. If you want, you could also bring the arms up as the pelvis comes up. Arms down as the pelvis comes down. See what you like. Couple more. Okay, so now we'll do legs up just for about 10 breaths before we go into the relaxation. So if you don't have a block or you don't like using the block, from here on the back, you can either lift up the legs bent or the legs straight. If you do have a block and you like using it, you can choose the height. So it could be the flattest, the second flattest, or the tallest. We lift, slide it under the sacrum, and then you can actually stay with the feet on the floor if that's more comfortable. Or if you feel up to it, you can lift up the knees or extend the legs. So see what feels good. We'll take about 10 breaths. And of course, if you don't like any of this, you can just go straight into relaxation. Let the shoulders get heavy. Okay, if the legs are up, bring them to the floor and just take another little moment. If you have the block, press the feet into the floor, take the block away. All right, let's get ready for relaxation. So, how about any version of twists that you like? Okay, once you're happy with the twists, set yourself up for relaxation. So, any position that you like, if your back is happy, you can have the legs extended. If you prefer, you can have the feet wide, the knees leaning one into the other. Chin gently tucks in, shoulders slide under the back. And of course, the most important adjustment is giving ourselves permission to relax. Taking this opportunity to let ourselves let everything go. Okay. We can start to gently wake the body. Inviting movement once it feels good. Give ourselves a full body stretch. And once nice and stretched, let's bring the feet to the floor. We'll just sneak in one more thing, some ankle circles. So lift one leg 90 degrees, brace the knee with the hands, and circle the other direction. All right, give it a shake. Other side, 90 degrees, brace the knee, circle the ankle. Other direction. All right, give it a shake. Knees to chest, rock side to side. And when you're ready, all the way to one side. Take a breath or two. With the strength of the arms, press up. We'll just take a moment to close. Let's place a hand on the heart, hand on the belly. Relaxing into all that is. Okay, if you like, we can close our practice with a bow, acknowledging, honoring the light, love, and wisdom within ourselves, within each other, and within us. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you've had a good practice, and I hope you'll have a great day. So I'll see you Thursday over on Google Meet and Friday back here on YouTube. Take care. Thank you again. Bye.